and welcome to Coloralongs. We are going to finish up the Tinkerbell page. Um, I tried to film this a couple of times and then I stopped and remembered that I should do other things with it before I came on camera. So I colored in the crown, which won't stay like this. It will end up like what's on her shoulder. And then I didn't lay a color down for her hair, and I was like, well, that's silly because then it'll just take forever to get the white of the paper from stop showing. So this is a base layer of sienna brown, and then I'll stop the video again and say, well, I might as well just do the back of this because that's tedious and will take forever. So now I'm back and we'll finish this up. So this is crimson red, and what I'm doing is strokes of color, which I don't have to do with this, but I kind of like the effect. It does show a little bit. The reason I say I don't have to is because it doesn't really show that much because it just runs in together, and I guess maybe it's because of the paper. I'm not sure, but it makes a little bit of a difference. And so on the bottom part, I'm just going to do like that. So then we take our Tuscan red and we do the same thing. And then where we have a little end of a strand, a clump of hair, or whatever you want to call it, we're going to make sure that shows by putting in a little black. So then Tuscan red, and you do the same technique. And see, even still, I probably should have did a better base coat of the sienna brown. But what I'll do is I'll just take my sienna brown and go over some of it. Well, I don't really like that, so I just use my red. Okay, and then go back with the Tuscan red. That way it just looks like a bunch of strands of color instead of just one color. And then put in our black. And the black is what shows the best when it comes to the Harry Potter swish and flick, basically. Okay, and then just, ooh, lost control of my tussle there. Any white spaces I'm just trying to get rid of with the crimson red. And I didn't like this color at first, but I admit it has grown on me. So again, this is Tuscan red. Like I say with all my colorings, you just take the colors that you're looking for or the colors that you're working with, and you just go back and forth with them until you get them how you want them to be. I had listened to one of my videos because I was answering back a comment, and woo, I was like, oh my goodness, I sound country as hell. I knew my accent had came back because I never really lost it. For you all that didn't know, I used to live in the Northeast. And so I've always sound Southern, but down here, and even still, don't get me wrong, even still down here, people know like I'm not from here because they can hear the Northeast in my voice. Whereas people in the Northeast definitely know that I am originally from the South. So it's a strange combination. But when I heard my voice on the video, I was like, oh my goodness. There is a twang in there for sure. It's funny when you listen to yourself anyway, because I don't really listen to my own videos because I just don't, I don't like, or like my voice doesn't, on video doesn't sound like how it sounds in my head. Like when I hear it on a video, I'm like, really? That's me? So I don't watch my own videos. I just, when you go to comment on, to go back and comment on someone else's comment, it plays the video automatically. And so that's why I heard it. I hear it every time I have to. Not have to, because I don't have to, but you know, you all are so nice to leave a comment. The only, decent thing to do would be to comment back, because you don't have to come here and watch this and interact with me and give me feedback. I appreciate it, and so I comment back. I should not have done that, but I'm not going back in there because I don't want to mess it up, because I do like the way I did the skin. Even though it's not my best representation of skin. And it's because I went into harder pressure at the beginning. And that can throw off your blending and your layering, as I know many of you know by now. But if you're new to coloring, you want to light, unless you're straight coloring, you want to do light pressure, because it allows you to keep going back and fixing these mistakes if you feel like you have any. The harder the pressure, the harder it is to fix any mistakes, to make any changes to your work. Oh, that's coming out pretty nice. So on this underside here, I just go ahead and just color in, because it's harder to get to. And because I was moving a little too fast when I was close to her face, slow down a little bit and you get it better. You'll get it right. All right, I'm gonna move my book over a little bit so I have room to get in here on the side. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I want to go ahead and finish up this bottom. Let me turn down the TV. I thought it was down enough. If you hear it in the background, it's a movie called Tron, which I haven't watched before and haven't watched now because I really I was watching something else and I saw that and I thought it said Thor. And then I had looked at the screen real quick and I said, this doesn't look like any Thor movie I've seen. So then I just got about it and, you know, coloring and things, and then they had this little card zoom by and I was like, okay, did Thor come out with a movie that I hadn't seen? So I had to go back to the guide and it said Torn or something. Tron, that's what it was. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought I was losing it. I was like, wait, this doesn't look like Thor. So some movie called Tron, which I've never heard of, never seen. And maybe I'll go back and watch it later, but I doubt it because for the last yesterday I was watching Hallmark movies And anyone who knows me knows that's different because I don't necessarily watch Hallmark movies or Lifetime movies. And I definitely don't watch Lifetime movies. I used to when I was younger. But if you've seen one Lifetime movie, you've seen them all. And if you've seen one Hallmark movie, you basically seen them all. They don't, stray from the formula. And there was one movie that they showed on Hallmark that I was so upset with, because the guy was already talking to, he brought this girl with him to this wedding, and they all scheming on who is she, and but he don't really want to be with her. What about your happiness? And it's like, ugh. What happened to respecting someone's relationship? Like, I know she's your sister and all, but this man showed up with this woman, and y'all trying to scheme on trying to get him together with somebody else. Like, that's not right. So of course, in the end, she decides she wants to leave and let him do what's best for him. He needs to find love, and that was the right thing to do, because I mean, if his heart isn't in it with her, she would have just been miserable anyway with him trying to quote unquote do the right thing. But that movie turned me all the way off. I was like, okay, no, this is the wrong message to send. Now, she had the good attitude about it. It was the people around her that had the negative attitude, thinking like, just because he with this woman that they can all tell he kind of didn't want to be with, that she should just keep on pursuing this man. And I'm like, this here is the wrong message to send out. I did not like that at all. So I really didn't pay too much attention to that movie, because I was like, And on top of that, why would you want to be with a man who, who gave you the brush off anyway? Which a lot of these Hallmark movies do. And it's one thing, but if, a guy goes, hey, I'm not interested, you sitting there pining away, and then the moment he realized he missed out on a good thing, he's supposed to get a happy ending. Like, how is that a happy ending? Because he finally decided, oh, well, I guess you was the one after all. Like, no. Make him, at the very least, make him work for that mistake that he couldn't see that you was the one from the beginning. Instead of swooning and okay, and ends in a kiss and all that. Like, make him work for that. He done put you on an emotional roller coaster, and then when he decides, hey, you the one after all, he gets the kiss and just, I don't know. I'm not saying the movies are not entertaining, but sometimes it's like, just make them fight for it. Let's watch one where it was an author and he was trying to not necessarily reconnect with his ex, but make things right, right? Like, let's have a amicable split, right? Like they shared a dog, and so he was on a book tour with another woman, and she ends up falling for him, of course. And then I ended up going to the store, so I don't know what happened while I was while I was going, but you know, they basically must have not, you know, hooked up or whatever, because she was saying how he was getting back with the ex or whatever. So then, of course, he invites her. He ends up winning a book award, author of the year or whatever, and he invites her. And so in his speech, he thanks his ex-wife, and then she gets all in her feelings and runs out and sits on the couch with her roommate. Well, obviously he's not over his ex-wife and he wants to get back together with her. And I'm like, look at this insecure crap right here. Because he thanked his wife, he didn't get over. He said in his speech that he thanked her because she was the one who pushed him to write the book. So why in the hell are you so upset about some crap like that? He invited you. He didn't invite her. He invited you. So then she is all in her feelings. Don't answer the man's phone calls and all kinds of crap. And she's like, well, I thought... So he shows up. And, you know, he is, you know, it comes out that that's why she ran out. And he was like, well, if you had her stay for the whole speech, obviously he had said some things, you know, that was directed towards her. And my thing was with her was like, that was just dumb as hell. Like, what is he supposed to not thank the person? It's not like this lady didn't exist. He's basically saying he wouldn't have started that book had it not been for her. Like, why wouldn't he thank that person? That doesn't mean he wants to get back with the person. That means he appreciates, you know, what she did for him at that time in their lives together. That was some insecure bull crap. And I was like, ugh, that turned me off from her character. Thank goodness it was at the end of the doggone movie, but I'm like, they really need to do something about the characters they write in these romance novels, because sometimes the story is going along well and then you have crap like that happen and you're like, well, that's a dumb reason not to talk to someone because he thanked his ex for pushing him to write the book when they were together. Like, whew, Lord, I tell you. I know I just went on a tangent right there, but I could not stand that part. I was like, really? She gonna run out on that? Crying and mess because he thanked his ex for a period of time of when he was with his ex, and for the support and belief that she gave him. She cried. He not over her. What kind of crap is that? I mean, it's just silly. It was just silly. Silly way to create a conflict to get them back together. And of course, you know, he comes and says, no, it was this and it was that, but he really should have been like, well, that was dumb. For you to just run out over something that happened in the past. Like, why wouldn't I thank somebody for doing something that I wouldn't have took that supported me? Like, it don't make sense. And the thing is that there are women, not even just women, people that are like that. That like you, when you out of the relationship, you just supposed to forget that you had a life before the relationship you in now. Like, they had a life together, and she believed in him at that time more than he believed in himself, and he wanted to thank her for that. Good grief. It was just the silliest thing. Now I'm just going over real quick, taking out some of this white. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can definitely see it. And I'm going to just go ahead and, it looks like I'm pressing hard, but I'm not. I'm just trying to cut out some of that whiteness I see. And I'm using the crimson red because that's the lightest color I have. So it doesn't really change the color of the picture. Adding color where I don't want any to be. And I think that's good. I think that came out pretty doggone well. There's white showing. If I was to get a close-up, you will see it, but that's because I didn't, I really didn't do a decent base layer like I should have. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this crown since the phone hasn't cut off on me yet. And it's going to be light umber and goldenrod. My base color is canary yellow. So yeah, that just irked me, y'all. I'm sorry for the ramp, but I just could not. I'm just like, what in the world? Like, the movie was going so good up until that point. Like, I could deal with, you know, the girliness of the, well, the you know, the stereotypical, you know, romance novel plot. I could deal with that. Okay, but when that happened, it just turned me so off. I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. I think my battery's low. So let me, you might see my hand come in view. I put the charger. Okay. Oh, well, it don't want to act right. Okay. Well, shit. I mean, shoot. Oh, it's getting me upset because it won't do what I want to do. And I There we go. Okay. So let me hurry up and get done. Because it got me cursing, which I don't do on my videos, but let me tell y'all, I really do. I have a potty mouth. And not just a little bit, it's bad. But I don't do it on the video because I don't know why. It's just something that I just haven't done on video, just out of maybe there may be younger people that watch it, which I doubt, but you know, just in case. Plus, this is a channel, and even though I'm at home, this is, I try to keep it PG, so that's why. But I do have a favorite curse word, and y'all just heard it. Shit is my favorite word ever. Ever. Of all the words, that is my favorite word. I may just have it, put it in my will to have them put that on my gravestone with my name, and my quote will be, "She lived and shit." Or something like that. Because that's my favorite word and I want it somewhere on there. So if people that come and know me, and if they want to visit, or even if, you know, there's people who just like to hang out at graveyards, people would look at it and be like, what? What the heck? What? Oh. I think that would be pretty doggone cool. For me, anyway. It would sum up. Anyone who knows me would know. Be like, yeah, that sounds like her. She would be somebody that'll do that. Okay, so then, let's see. Let's go with Spanish orange. And we'll do that on the little vine part. And we'll just do it kind of splotchy, so that not all of it is getting the Spanish orange, just some of it. Oh, that's good. And then now I'm going to just take my canary yellow and finish up. But wouldn't that make you think, if you went to a miss this one, went and you just happen to see someone's stone and it says lived and shit, you'll be like, huh? I didn't like gravestones when I was younger. I still don't because, well, not gravestones, but graveyards because, being from the South, we have a lot of superstitions. And one of the superstitions is that you don't walk on anyone's grave. But how do you know exactly where that grave is, right? So you kind of can't help but to walk on someone's grave. And so I used to hate it. I used to hate it. So I don't understand those people who, go to graveyards and just, hang out and look at it at graves of people who are not, related to them. Because I just like you sitting on somebody's grave, you stepping on people's graves. And we are done. We did it. We did it. We did it. So that's the second page we finished, y'all. We are on a roll, huh? So let me unplug real quick so you guys can see the entire page. So that is, let me put that to the side. Okay, so that is our Tinkerbell page, and this is from Fabiana Attansio's Peter Pan. Okay, so thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.